Good day to all, my name is Mark, and I'm here with a quick season review of Football Manager 2016. I know this is very late. Football Manager 2017 it came out in late November, I believe, if not early November. And this is really something that I just want to get out there because I played Football Manager 2016, and as you saw on YouTube, my Lyon save. This is my Dortmund save, where I am in 2028, and you can see Dortmund has reigned supreme for the past, 13 seasons or something like that. And let's see, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Okay, 12, 13 seasons. You can see the first division. I'm currently leading with 43 points against Schalke. In this game, they don't have the license or something, so I call them Gelsenkirchen and Bayern. I'm top, and they have 2 games ahead of me, and they still haven't caught up. Undefeated, that's the usual for me. And you can see the record of the past winners, and I've won every single season that I've played. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So 12 championships, fairly straightforward, nothing too fancy. And yeah, you can see I'm still trying to get to Bayern, who have 25 league titles. I don't know how many Dortmund has, but we're getting close. We have, obviously, the most games without losing, 411. As you can see, that's extremely insane, but my level of domination is unstoppable, so don't doubt it. And yeah, we scored the most goals in the 2026-27 season with 117. We finally broke Gerd Muller's record of 40 goals with Brill and Bolo, who doesn't play for us anymore, but he got 41 goals. As you can see, he plays for Man City now. I let him go because it was just the best financial decision at the time. I made plenty of profit, sold him for 60, bought him for 24, so it was fine. Great player. As you can see, many goals scored, and solid player. One of the most prolific goal scorers, I think, in the game. But anyway, let's get back to it. As you can see, I am insanely wealthy in this game with almost 1.6 billion in cash in the bank, a transfer budget of 1.3.5 billion almost. And yeah, I'm doing my best. I'm a very budget conscious manager, as you can see. And if you want to look at the world, we are the richest, I believe. Club finances. Estimated value, yeah, we are the richest with a 2.85 billion. Manchester United is at 1.82, and overall, money is money. But something I've learned is money can't buy you tradition. That's one thing I've realized. Barcelona, they haven't won a Champions League in a long time, and look at this. They're still numero uno. Even though they're declining reputation, while my reputation's increasing, I still have not been able to climb past Barcelona. So that obviously tells you that, how do I put this? That this game respects tradition. Just like in the real world, tradition matters. As you can see, we can go to Champions League. I've won since 2019-2020. 8 straight victories in Champions League, which is impossible, but in Football Manager, the impossible can be reality. And these last 4 seasons, I had a very tough time even getting anywhere close to the Champions League, which is understandable. It's Dortmund. Difficult. A lot of rebuilding, constant harassment by much more powerful clubs, and you can understand how that progress is very slow and steady. But yeah, overall, Full Manager has been great. As you can see, that's me, my best representation. And yeah, American. And yeah, I've played 793 games, won 647 of them, as you can see there on the bottom as well. I have 87% win rate. And yeah, I even ventured into Hong Kong, managed their national team for a bit, but I couldn't get anywhere. As you can see, they've declined significantly since I brought them up. So let's see. Can we get to the rankings? Yeah, so I led them to the peak of 41st, but that was as high as they went, and look at that. I bet if I ventured in earlier, I probably could have gotten them a bit higher up on the totem pole, because they had a lot of good players, but by the time I showed up around, I think I showed up around here, around their lowest levels, and it was, 4 years, and those guys are getting old. A lot of them were foreigners that eventually picked up Hong Kong citizenship, which is pretty cool. They were pretty dominant players, but when they retire, I just couldn't find the regens to fill fill the ranks, which is understandable. And you can see my preferred tactic, 4-2-3-1. It's been a test in terms of tactics. I've used many tactics, as you can see here. I've used 5-3-1-1. I haven't used that too often. I'm still trying it out. Haven't really figured out a way to play it correctly yet. And then I've ran, this is probably my most significant formation in this Dortmund save, is 3-5-2. This is the formation I use when I know I'm probably going to lose. So I bet big and hold a huge defense line here. 3 guys, best defenders, and then just stack the midfield to prevent the enemy from getting passes through, which works most of the time. And then 2 strikers, usually. Not anymore, but a couple years ago, my strike force was just ultra destructive. Not anymore. Real Embolo gone. The consistent goal scoring has pretty much declined significantly, and I've relied on other players to step in. I'll switch this back up again. And I mean, it's understandable. This is not supposed to be easy. There's always a transition period, just like in real life. There's going to be transition periods where you're going to be in decline, but eventually you'll rise back up, and that's when you deliver the killing blow on all the opposition that stole your players, that stole, who knows, your coaches, that steals everything from you. I mean, they're not stealing. They're paying for it, obviously, but it hurts. It hurts. It hurts your pride. I don't know. It could hurt your reputation as a manager if you just lose all your great players. And what are you going to do? You always have to rebuild over and over and over. But something I've realized is it's just part of the game. You got to rebuild. It's just how it is. There's nothing you can do about it, such as this guy. My favorite striker in terms of a regen, Shintaro Tani. He's been a very consistent striker for me. You can see his report. He doesn't like playing big matches. He's fairly susceptible to injuries, but he's world class. Fans love the guy. He's a great role model, so he's very good at tutoring. He's very determined, and he's a current international, plenty of experience. He's very fast, good form, fairly consistent, can play in a couple positions. And yeah, he counts towards the German thing because he's been here since he was 17. So that's been very helpful. I picked him up from Nagola Stoles. I don't know how to pronounce her name. For $4 million, and he's been very consistent. His breakout season was 2023-2024 with 33 goals. He's a very good player. I couldn't play him much often because he was, second fiddle to Embolo, and Embolo is a prolific goal scorer, and I just had to use this guy off the bench. As you can see in his first season, he played off the bench 22 out of his 23 appearances. Feel bad for the guy, but I don't really have a choice. He's good, but he's not as consistent as Embolo in terms of goal scoring and hat tricks. Same thing next season, but he was a bit more lethal off the bench, 11 goals. Same deal here. Next season, he kind of dropped off a bit, but that was his debut season with 33 goals in the league. It was because Embolo got injured for 3 months. I could have cheated and cut the save and then go back to where I last saved, but I forgot to do that. I know it's a very despicable thing to do, but it's Football Manager. You're bound to do despicable things, whether you like it or not. And I accidentally hit save, so I saved his injury for 3 months. Good thing it was in the summer because it would have hindered my Champions League a lot if he was gone. So he was back for probably the second half of the group stage, and we swept him. It wasn't that big of a deal. Group stages and Champions League was easy for the most part. And yeah, eventually he just continued on his subs. He got more appearances. Not many appearances, but last year in 2026-27 season, he shared a lot of time with Embolo, and he scored 28 goals in 27 matches. I'm not going to complain about that. That's prolific goal scoring. That's what you love from your striker. Just be prolific. And 9 goals from 9 matches this season. He's fine. He's not perfect. He's a poacher. I particularly don't like playing poachers, but when you don't have a choice, you don't really, you're not going to complain. I don't want to go out there and spend $50 million and buy some super striker when I have this guy. He's not a super striker, but he will get you the goals. He'll get you the wins that you need, and that's what matters in the end. You can look how prolific he is. 127 caps internationally, 131 goals. Of course, he's playing in Asia most of the time. His friendlies are usually in Asia, but he does venture out sometimes. He goes to Europe. The team Japan usually goes around everywhere. So it's not like he only scores in Asian friendlies. Look at that. That's insane. I've never even seen this before. 131 goals and 127 appearances. I couldn't even see that last year. And that's amazing right there. That's a prolific goal scorer without a doubt. But let's not rant too long. He's a very good striker. 18 finishing, 17 first touch, 16 heading, 18 determination, 17 composure, 19 anticipation, agility 19. He's very fast. 17 pace and acceleration. He's just the best striker you'd want. I trained him up. He can place his shots. He can round the keeper. He can play 1-2s, and he can knock the ball past his opponent. A fantastic goal scorer, without a doubt. But, you need people like him. You need to find regens. That's one of the most important things in Football Manager, and they improved it this year because I can for example, go to Bayern. This is going to be quick. I'm probably end the video right after this. They got 2 Americans, Matthew Vasquez and Alan Galvin. Galvin's more of the younger guy, 28. And yeah, America has actually, for once, good regens compared to last year, where they're garbage. There was one guy, but I think he was a right back. So yeah, last year's regens was pretty poor. As you can see, the national team, they have a lot of good players now. They have Galvin. I forgot where the other guys go. They have other guys somewhere. Solis, he's all right. A lot of strikers. In terms of good production, they have good strikers, and they have a good right back again. As you can see, just like last year's game, they have a good right back. Although it took a while for him to show up. 2016, I guess that's not too long, but it took a while. Plays for Southampton. Very good player. America's back up. They're 14th now in the world rankings. So that's always very good. You want to see that. After all, they're pumping in so much money. Okay, they got up to 6th that one time. So that's a pretty big shocker. They've won the World Cup in 2026. I know, right? That'd be hilarious if they actually did win in the real world in 2026 as well. But anyway, hopefully, the regens keep improving. Because I think the next place, hopefully in 2018, they integrated it. I have no idea. But I believe the next country to have amazing regens would be China. Because they've been pumping so much money into their football. It's insane. You have all these older players coming into their league like Graziano Pele, Carlos Tevez, a lot of the older guys. They have some younger guys heading to China as well, like Oscar from Chelsea. They have Teixeira from Shakhtar Donetsk. I think that he moved over in the summer 2016. And yeah, a lot of younger guys moving over. So China's really stepping up their game. And I wouldn't be surprised if some amazing player pops out in the real world that's domestic, obviously, that's native of China. Maybe it'll be a super striker or something. Usually, I'd imagine in the real world, it's probably an offensive player that pops out and leads the charge, such as in, Sweden, for example, Ibrahimovic. He was an amazing, he still is amazing, but not as fast as he used to be. But he's still very smart, much better player than they could ever produce, probably in real life. And it's obvious. America, they had Landon Donovan, they had Dempsey. I don't really like Dempsey, but these guys are great players that pop out. And it's only natural that offensive players usually make the front page headlines. So I wouldn't be surprised if China, had a amazing striker or amazing winger pop out of nowhere and score 20 goals in the league and scare people to death. Who knows? That would be hilarious if I was right. I mean, I imagine I'm just spewing the stereotypical prediction, and I hope that's true because China needs a good goal scorer. I'm pretty sure they get their butts kicked repeatedly in the Asian Champions League. No, they do all right because they have a lot of foreign players to help them out. But I have faith that China, they'll eventually produce something. They're pumping billions of dollars into their footballing program, and they want to eventually host a World Cup. So it's only natural they'll eventually have a superstar native to China. And yeah, I just want to stop the rant there. Don't want to get too crazy. And I'll probably talk about another topic of Football Manager 2016 right after this video. Maybe it might be on the regens that I've discovered this time around and all the knowledge I've attained. And thanks for watching. Give the video a thumbs up if you found this video informational. And 3 links below: Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. Check that out. You'll always get updates. Facebook and Twitter will feature the YouTube updates. I'll always post to tell you, hey, new video, check it out. Who knows? It's up to you. I don't really mind. And thanks for watching. And if you didn't know, probably the improved microphone, I bought a microphone. So I'm spending money. I think it was on sale. I forgot how much it was. 90? I think it was on sale for 90. But yeah, this microphone's pretty cool. It's from Blue. It's a Yeti. And yeah, I'm very happy with it. Nice and blue, just like its namesake. And thanks for watching. This is Mark from Royaltown FC. United to triumph.